everybody. Say hi, Yin. Yin! Oh, I love you. Where's Yang? Yang, don't touch my clothes. What's up, everybody? It's Marie, and it's just me hanging out with you, chatting. What are we going to talk about today? I just thought I would kind of let you in on why I took a break from my channel. And the truth is, I wasn't being my authentic self. I was suffering from a bout of perfectionism, because my biggest flaw is being a perfectionist, and that's really detrimental to really doing anything, because if I can't get something perfect, then I won't even start and I won't do anything. And that mentality has kept me from doing certain things in my life for a very long time, like that sewing machine that I just bought. You know, and sometimes just gotta jump in and do things, and it's gonna be messy and it's gonna not be the best, but at least you're starting. So at least I started, and lo and behold, I bought it, and 5 hours later I was stitching. Like, I learned how to set the machine up and thread my bobbin and do all that stuff, and then I was stitching, and I was actually pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at it, so there's still a lot of work to do and a lot of stuff to learn, but I'm really excited about it, you know. Kitty cats. My cats are in here. I decided to let them in. But yeah, still got my cards. And I won't ever stop reading. I love reading for you guys. I love hanging out with you. I like when you hang out with me. But my podcast, I feel like I thought that I had to do it a certain way. I thought that I had to, you know, have this whole like setup and this whole script and everything. And I just realized after a while it was hard to record. It was hard to film because I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't having fun doing it. I thought I was supposed to be doing it a certain way. I thought that I had to do it this way for people to see, like, this professional thing, when I'm just not there. That's just not my style right now. I am me. This is me. I'm authentic. I'm simple. No frills, you know. This is my favorite way to record. I'm sitting on my floor using my iPhone. I have a fancy mic that I spent money on that I'll probably use again someday, because I really like the sound quality of that. But I don't know, I just feel like authenticity is more important at this point. And I'm such a small channel. This I remember starting this out to just be like a place to hang out with you and to read together and have some fun. And then I gained a following, and then I started to lose sight of me. And I thought I had to have this grand production, and I thought I had to be this like professional host or something. It's just not me. That's not me. I like keeping things simple, at least for where I'm at now. And I like just connecting, like, honestly, simply, authentically. I've used that word a lot now, just because I feel like that's like where I want to be. That's me. I'm raw and simple, and I want to get back to that. I want to have fun making videos and like keeping this online diary and sharing it with you, whoever you are that watches me, because if you resonate with this, you probably feel the same way. If you don't, and you're just watching for I don't know what reason, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But I feel like a lot of us deal with this. Like, we think that we have to present a certain way. Maybe we have to because of work. Like, work's different, right? Work, you got to put on that hat because you have to present that way. Because if not, you'll be reported to HR and you'll probably lose your job, and then you can't pay rent, and you lose your car and your home. And I get that. But here, when it comes to these relationships and interacting person to person and just human connection, I don't have to present a certain way. I can be me authentically, as raw as I am. And if you're still watching, you probably fuck with me because you are a lot like me. We are a lot alike. And if you don't have to watch. And that's okay. You know, I spoke about this last year about the split, the shift that's happening spiritually, and how there's two camps that are just like, the shift's been happening, but you're gonna really see it this year, even more so, where you'll have like the one side, you know, even more heavily invested in the specially curated, super pretty Instagram feed and the perfectionist aspect of that, and you know, the theatrical types of videos, and heavy on consumerism and status and stature and image, and that's that one camp. And then the other side, the other group, are the people who are diving into their spirituality, people who are yearning to show their authentic selves more. Hi. So deep into that rawness, that authenticity, that humanness, the imperfection, there's beauty in that. And I have to remember that. Because as long as I keep that energy, I will continue to thrive, and I will continue to show up as my best self and encourage you to do the same. Because I'm sure there's a lot of you that are watching this that are like, man, that's really cool. I want to do that. Fucking do it. Why not? You know, 3 years ago, I thought, hey, this TikTok thing is cool. I'll just do a live and read these cards that I studied for 3 weeks because I was heavy into tarot. It found me, and I thought this was the most interesting thing ever. I was going through a really bad breakup. At the time, I thought the worst one of my life. And I didn't know how to pick myself up. I didn't know the whole meaning of life. I didn't know what I was doing with my whole life. And I thought it was the end for me, honestly. Right? Everyone thinks that way when they're their worst breakup ever. And then out of nowhere, tarot started popping up on my feed, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting and that's kind of weird. I was like uncertain and unsure. I was raised in a very Christian family where all of this was taboo. It was like the devil, honestly. I had never touched a deck. I had never looked. I'd seen tarot cards, and like I've heard of tarot back in the day. I thought the cards were really pretty. I didn't know nothing about any of that. And I stayed away from it because of the way I was raised. So this was supposed to be the devil's work or some shit. But Yin, get away from there. Oh my god, my cat. Get down here. Yin, you pretty girl. Come here. Go hang out with Yang. Good girl. Sorry. See, and I could edit all this out, but I'm not going to because it's the fun of it. Fuck it, why not? Yeah, so it popped up on my feed. I thought that was really interesting because it was a love reading, and it seemed to be predicting like everything that I was going through, and saying everything that had happened in my situation. And I thought that is really freaky and really weird and really, really interesting. And I kept watching, and it just got me hooked. I was hooked. And then there was this voice in my head that said, look into this, you know, go get a deck. Say hi to everybody again. Hi again. Go get a deck. And I was like, fuck it, okay, I'll just go get myself a deck. I went to Barnes & Noble and got myself my first Rider-Waite deck. Then I bought this really cool book called WTF is Tarot. And how do I do that? That's the book. It's a little black book. What the fuck is tarot and how do I do that? And it's just really well written. It's almost funny in its own way. It's a little dark, but I love it, and described all the cards, all 78 cards. And it's beautifully written, so you can look that up if you want to read that book. And I studied it wholeheartedly for like 3 weeks. It was all it took, 3 weeks. And then that voice again was like, go on a live. I started TikTok and I went live, and I thought, you know what, I'll just fucking do it, because I'm already on this like road. I don't know what's happening, but I'm just going along with it. And if it doesn't take, I can always get off of there. But it took really well, and I started reading more and more. I just looked at the counter, it said 11:11. You can't make this shit up. So yeah, I read, and it took, people liked it. I went on live some more. I kept gaining traction. Before you know it, I rose to 10K in a month. And this is all from just posting little TikToks and then going live 3 times a day. I was really heavy into it. I was so excited in the beginning. I was so gung-ho in the beginning. I mean, I really pushed hard for the first 2 years until I pushed myself to a burnout, but that's a different story. But yeah, it's all because I wasn't thinking about perfection. I just felt I had to go along with whatever this burning desire was inside of me. And little did I know, those voices were my intuition. And I learned to listen to my intuition. That's what helps me read so well. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. So people like my reading and they say I read really well. It's just because I just listen to my intuition, that God consciousness within me. When I read for you, I am outside of myself. I'm getting the messages from, it's not from me. I just read. That's a whole other video for another day. But I'm saying, like, I fall into the trap of perfectionism, and it's just gotten me nowhere. It's gotten me nowhere. It even affected my channel, which I had to stop and take a breath and reevaluate my life and look at my life in a really different way. And now I realize that, you know, it is my channel and I can do whatever I want. I can just be me. I'm not trying to please anybody because I don't need to. Like, my people, we will find each other because we're supposed to. If you don't fuck with this, you don't have to watch. That's the beauty of it. So that's really all I have to say about that. I don't want to keep these too long because I'm trying something different. Like, I want to do more short form videos and see how that works. But if there's anything that you want to know about anything, leave me a comment. I really want to build my community here. And who knows, like, me coming out with this might spark something within you that you've always wanted to start, but you're always afraid of judgment or what other people will think. Nobody cares. I had to come to that realization too. Nobody gives a shit about me. Nobody cares about me because nobody is watching. Nobody cares, and that's the best part. It's freedom. It's liberating because then I can do whatever I want. I don't have to care about what someone else thinks because they're not even watching. They don't even know who I am, and that's the best part. So I kind of like, I'm not even like posting this on my Instagram. I'm not telling anybody that I'm back on YouTube. It's kind of like my secret. If you find me, great. And if not, we're not meant to be together. We're not aligned, and that's okay. So what is the moral of this whole rant, this whole video? Don't be your worst critic. Perfectionism is your failure. It's your failure. There's no point. You might as well just throw that out the window. It's just gonna stall you. It's gonna keep you from getting what you really want and doing what you really want to do. Instead, start. Do something. If you've been waiting for a sign to do something, well, you know, if you care about that New Year's resolution shit, it's January 2025, the year of 9, the year of getting very close to that wish fulfillment, that goal that you want. You just have to master thyself. This year is the year of mastering yourself. I'm gonna master myself. I'm gonna revamp my channel, get back into reading tarot and getting closer to God, source within me, improving my conscious contact with God within me, getting closer to you, connecting on a human level, on a soul level. I really want to do that. And you know, I built my channel and built my following over the last 3 years, and yeah, I did a pretty good job, but I can do better. And I can really connect. Because I'll be honest, like how I thrived before, I was doing all right, but I wasn't really engaging. I just thought, oh, you know, I'm not going to read all these comments because they overwhelm me. I won't be able to get back to everybody, and some of them will be bad, and I just don't want to deal with it, so I'll just leave it. No, now I want to connect with you. If I see something I don't like, I don't have to respond to it. That's just part of the game. Negativity and bad comments and bad people are all part of the game. It's about how I handle it. But I really want to do a better job of connecting with you and building a community, creating a community, because maybe you want to do that too. Okay, that's all I got. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.